Hello and welcome to another episode of Cocktail Corner. Today is a very special one where we raise a glass to toast the birthday of one Trader Vic Bergeron. Hello, I am James of Cigar and Bar, and I am back with one more kind of tiki celebrity birthday video that we're doing here of the big three people who invented tiki. Most of the credit goes to Don Beach. The unsung hero would be Stephen Crane, and the third man on that list is Trader Vic, or Vic Bergeron. Born December 10th, 1902, he had a small restaurant called Hinky Dinks that was across the street from his parents' store in California, and he decided that he was going to wade into this field known as tiki, and he was going to add his own mark to it, and he ended up being the one that had probably the most lasting impact on the Polynesian pop genre. In the end, with an empire worth more than $5 million and 20 locations at its height, there are still several locations of Trader Vic's to be found around the world today, and it has left an indelible mark on the minds and the livers of cocktail drinkers everywhere. Now, I will note that even though Trader Vic is the third person on this list of birthday celebrations, his birthday comes last in the year, he was in fact the first of the big three to pass away. And he passed away mere days after I was born, which means that with Don Beach passing away in June of '89 and Stephen Crane passing away in February of '85, there was a brief, fleeting moment on this planet where I was alive with all three of the fathers of tiki. And I'm gonna salute that today by making one of the unsung drinks of Trader Vic's lineup. He is most famous, people would say, for the Mai Tai. A Mai Tai is a cocktail that I've discussed in another video and we're going to discuss in another video. It's also infamous for being the most bastardized tiki drink on the planet. You can basically throw any kind of rum and fruit juice in a glass and someone will call it a Mai Tai. That is not how you make a Mai Tai, but I digress. We're not going to go into Mai Tais today. For today's cocktail, I'm going to delve into Beach Bum Berry's Potions of the Caribbean, and we're going to look at a Tortuga, an early Trader Vic classic that was kind of his answer to Don Beach's Zombie, because it was meant to be that dangerous, it was that strong, and that led people to just want it even more. So we're going to look at his answer to that drink today. This is a shake and drink, so I got my cocktail shaker ready to go right here. Let's start with the fruit. It calls for ½ ounce of lemon, orange, and lime. I have just lately misplaced both of my pedestal juicers, so I'm going to squeeze this the lazy way. Hopefully not make a mess. It's not as efficient. You're never going to get as much juice out of a citrus by squeezing it that way than you will for actually putting it on a juicer. Moving on, it calls for ½ ounce of grenadine. I make mine from scratch with pomegranate syrup and pomegranate juice. Here's where it starts to get interesting. We've got ½ ounce of creme de cacao, ½ ounce of dry curacao, a whole ounce of red vermouth. The one I'm going to use today is the Dillon's Small Batch Red Vermouth, which is a favorite of mine. It calls for 1 whole ounce of precious Lemon Heart & Son 151 overproof that I have very little of left, but I will use for this recipe because that's why I have it. I have this stuff to make existing recipes that can only be made with this. Beach Bum Berry refers to this rum by name and says that it is absolutely not interchangeable, it is not replaceable. If a recipe calls for Lemon Heart & Son, you use Lemon Heart & Son. Not a paid endorsement, just saying. Oh, So nice. Raisiny and Demerara. Oh. Now the last thing the recipe calls for is 1 ounce of Havana Club 123 proof. That is not a rum that I believe even exists anymore. I certainly can't find any information about it and can't find it here in Ontario. They do offer 2 substitutions. You can substitute Havana Club Selección or a 151 Bacardi. We can't get either of those in Ontario either. So I looked up some of the tasting notes for the Havana Club Selección de Maestros, and I think I've got an idea of what it should be. So they say to sub in 1 1/4 ounces of that. So we're going to sub in a 1/2 ounce of the Havana Club Aneo Reserva, and for that drier, leathery mouthfeel that's described for the Havana, let's see if I can say this right, Havana Club Selección de Maestros. We're going to sub in some Flor de Caña 7, a nice column distilled rum, lightly aged. It's a drier one, so that's going to be 3/4 ounce for Flor de Caña. I'm going to follow the how to drink shaking method with 1 whole ice cube, 1 cracked, and we're going to give this a shake. Oh, that smells interesting. Oh, that chocolate note is there on top of everything tropical. That's really odd to me. I'm interested to see how that chocolate flavor incorporates itself into the rest of the drink. I want to thank friend of the show, Stephanie Galbraith. This lovely tiki mug here was a birthday gift, and it was purchased from the Shameful Tiki Room in Toronto. So if you have a chance to go by there, they're pretty cool. They do tiki right, and they obviously have good taste in glassware. Now I've got this full of ice, a little funnel on the top here. Let's give this a strain. Now it's just a garnish this with a lime wheel. I don't think there's a lot of room on this particular glassware for garnish, so I'm just gonna give it a little umbrella here. And a straw, and let's give it a taste. Wow, that is a strong drink. It tastes very proofy. That chocolate is front and center. And yet, all the other ingredients to it, I've never thought of chocolate as being tropical, but all those other ingredients paired with that punchy chocolate right there make it like a tropical chocolate. It's really interesting. It tastes like a tropical drink. It doesn't taste like a chocolate drink. Yeah, I'm getting the lemon and the lime and the orange. I'm tasting a bit of rum. That vermouth is maybe sneaking under there a little bit. I'm not sure whether both the orange and the dry curacao are necessary. I mean, I know you want to get that fresh, bright orange, so you want to have the orange juice, and you also want it to be probably just a little bit higher proof. That's why you add the curacao. But for me, for the flavor, it's not doing much to have both in there. Yeah, and there's other, this isn't deceiving you into thinking it's not alcoholic. You can tell. And there's a refreshing bitterness at the end. It doesn't, I want to say with the orange and with the chocolate flavor that it tastes like a Terry's chocolate orange, but it really doesn't. It's a much drier, bitter. It doesn't taste like a sweetened chocolate. And I have to say, I'm quite fond of it. I'm surprised that more people don't talk about it. So that's our drink for the day. Let's give Mr. Bergeron a happy birthday, and bottoms up to all of you out there in YouTube land. If any of you have any other cocktail suggestions, some tiki cocktail suggestions, any other Trader Vic drinks you want to see me do other than the Mai Tais, that one is coming, then please leave me a comment below. Otherwise, I will see you next time on Cocktail Corner when Cigar and Bar makes something else to make his day a little better. Cheers.